Three, two, one. And let's begin. So, just give me a moment here while I wait on Orion. Hello?
Hello.
Hello there.
Hi.
So, you wanted to do a Q&A with me?
Sure.
Alright, so what was it you wanted to ask?
How did your channel become popular?
Well, over time, I've honestly mostly just recorded videos not for the sake of popularity, but just for the sake of people's entertainment.
That's pretty much how it was with me, just developing games.
Yeah, because a lot of people think that others make or play games just for the popularity, but in reality, I like to imagine they're just doing it because they enjoy it.
Yeah.
There's
I,
and among the sea of canceled fan games out there, there's always those strong fish out there that manage to evolve into something greater and take on their own life.
and I do have some stuff that I wanted to show you and your fans, like kind of behind the scenes
All right, I can do that.
on how these games are made.
Sounds pretty interesting.
So this is pretty much what the maps look like when they're being made, if you can see it.
I can. So these are individually modeled.
Yes, tables are all their separate parts.
Wow,
The character is just this.
it's like the little flag. Oh, and you can
And I
play
can also
test it.
just test them, yeah. So I can watch out for bugs and stuff, but after the video, I added a new thing where now their eyes glow bright.
Oh, that's creepy.
Oh boy, but the door coding's a nightmare. Because if I open up the blueprint, this is what it is.
What in the world is this?
This is the coding of the doors.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot more complicated than I thought it would be.
But yeah, I can playtest it whenever I want. I was originally planning on making the lights toggleable, but I saw no point in doing that.
Given that you've already had a flashlight that you could see down the hall with.
Yeah. Alrighty. I wonder if I still have. Oh wow, do I actually still have it? I still have the old Sinister Turmoil.
Oh yeah, the one that Angus took down.
Yeah, I'm still not very happy about that.
Especially given he had no rights to, because everyone in the comments went totally against Angus, telling them, if people want to make their own fan games, god damn it, then let them.
Honestly.
He even admitted he never even wanted to ask you because he wasn't quote unquote blind or oblivious. And I'm just like,
Oh my
you do
god.
realize this could have been avoided or reasoned with if you had just asked him instead?
Yeah.
I feel like maybe the reason he got upset is because I don't know, maybe did you happen to put any of his teasers on the page?
No, I didn't put any teasers on the page.
Oh,
He just thought, someone wanted to remake my game. I don't want that to happen. Take it down.
even though you were using the old models, which he literally was never using anymore.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's just stupid.
Abandoned at Fredbear's, I don't think the old alpha will ever surface again. The map was made in like one day. They,
And how long
like,
did it take the map you just showed us?
those Nights of Fredbear's Orion's reboot. When I first started working on the game, this is before I canceled it originally, but that was like 2 months ago.
Hmm.
It was my first game. But yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's amazing that you're this skilled at game making.
Especially considering that I'm just a kid blindly aiming to make these games. I don't even like have a plan whenever I'm making them. I pretty much just dish out whatever I can think of. Like, could you tell in that map the layout, like you said, was interesting because I had to kind of rush to get it out.
Yeah, but to me it's definitely still an interesting map, unlike any other that I've ever seen.
Most definitely.
Like
Now,
it's not every day you meet an 11-year-old that has the IQ of Einstein.
this is the modeling program I use.
What's this
It's called
model?
Blender. Let me open what I think. What have I used? Oh yeah, so this is the stage lamp,
Oh,
which is pretty easily modeled. You can also I've also been working for the next update. There's gonna be a soda machine.
cool.
I haven't finished out yet, but I'm still working on it. Like a lot of my stuff.
Still, it's still I'm pretty impressed with all you've made.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. So, it, you said you usually just go with whatever like you can dish out, right?
I pretty much just think what I can think of. I didn't want to just remake those Nights at Fredbear's original map. I wanted to create my own map, which I did. And I pretty much thought of ideas from scratch. I use like you said in the video, you thought I used Blender for the engine. It's called Horror Engine, and it comes with a lot of pre-assets to help game developers.
Hmm.
But like the animatronic models and stuff, I had to create part of the models. Part of them were already built, but I had to help make textures and stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much what I've been working on a lot.
How
Let me see what
many
my
how many game engines do you use?
um I use Horror Engine and Unreal Engine and Blender. Those are the three main. I've considered using Unity, but I don't think Unity would have been in my skill range yet.
Hmm. Are each of your three games each made with one engine?
Um, hold on, let me check on them here. Yes, all three of my games, well, technically all four, counting Sinister Turmoil Reboot,
Yeah.
those were all Unreal Engine. But a few of them, like, if you go to Five Nights at Freddy's Orion's remake, I didn't use Horror Engine. I had to make everything from scratch.
and you've managed to make something sturdy and solid.
Yeah, pretty much. It didn't really go in with a plan though.
Yeah.
So
So, another thing I want to mention is, as soon as I finish the Sinister Turmoil Sewers update, I told them I'm considering leaving that server forever, but I didn't tell
uh-oh.
them, I didn't
Hold
tell
on, I'm gonna
them
need to rejoin the meeting. There.
what happened.
Oh, just your mic cut out.
Oh, I said, honestly, I told them as soon as I complete the Sinister Turmoil update, I'm going to leave the server because it just feels incredibly toxic to me. Incredibly unfriendly, and after what Tavdog said earlier, I just decided, you know what? When I get the chance, I'm leaving. Because Mimi Muffin said at 5:44 p.m., any news on that Sinister Turmoil fan game? Tavdog 11 at 8:26 p.m. You can find it. Not giving links since that game is really uninspired. And something about that just really hit me the wrong way. I don't know if they're referring to your fan game or another, but I felt like the not giving a link because it's uninspired part felt a little harsh.
I mean, like what Nixon said, the creator of the Joy of Creation and those Knights of Fredbear's, he said it's always good to first recreate games and not just think of your own ideas, but recreate games first. And once you got sturdy knowledge of that, try making your own game.
And you followed that useful advice to try to recreate Sinister Turmoil.
Yeah, but I guess Angus didn't want that.
You know what the ironic part about that whole incident was?
Hmm.
Angus says in his bio that he's a rather nice guy. Yeah, nice guy, alright. Because, like, if he's such a nice guy, he wouldn't have decided, hey, you know what, I should report this fan game that's not really doing anything wrong.
But something though, this is something I've had in my head for a while that I wanted to tell people, is that the original first thing that he never mentioned and how he said Sister Terminal could keep being updated, he still reported my game.
Yeah,
And if it's asset stealing, it couldn't really be asset stealing due to FNAF being owned by Scott Coffin, and fan games can't be copyrighted or marked
especially
descriptively.
especially considering his fan game is a fan game of the one of the original games.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much just the pot calling the kettle black on his part. Total hypocrisy. And you gotta appreciate all the people like who went up against Angus and knew that what he did was totally not okay.
Amazes
And
me though that it's from like Nixon's Discord.
what happened?
The people who rebelled against him were from Nixon's Discord server, which barely any people are allowed into.
Wow. So while barely anyone's allowed in, they all came out and like defended you.
Mm-hmm.
That's quite an honorable thing, considering just how special your game would have been if it had been allowed to continue development.
You know, I could still bring the page back up, but I'd have to rebuild everything. I'm
Yeah,
not in the mood to do because all the assets supporting it are gone.
and you'd probably also have to think of a different name and everything.
Yeah.
Still, I will always be proud of what you did, and we always have the videos of what you made recorded as as chronicles of what was made before it was taken down. So nothing's ever truly lost.
True. I mean, I could still get the models. I have the person who had them who could resend me them, but I'd have to re-rig them, and I don't want to do that, which is basically building a skeletal mesh.
Yeah, I can see how that would be incredibly frustrating.
Freddy with animations, he just bugged out. Like his back foot would just lift into the air.
Which is why you decided to switch out the sinister models for withered ones.
You know what is kind of annoying to me is then there's like these Pop Goes 2 games. Those don't get taken down, but I guess a Sinister Turmoil game gets taken down.
Yeah, yeah. I sarcastically commented the other day. Oh, I guess if heck, what was his name? It was like the other guy who was making a Sinister Turmoil game. His name was like Yosono or something like that. Yosafrano or something.
Hold on. There we go. Cut out again. What were you saying?
I said the guy's name was like Yosafrano YouTuber or something. I forget what the guy's name is. Let's see. Let's find it. Uh, Jonas Sofran YouTube. I commented. I commented. So I guess if your Sinister Turmoil got taken down, then I guess his has to be taken down too, in like a sarcastic tone. Cause like at that point, anyone's Sinister Turmoil would have to be taken down if yours was.
Yeah. And there's like 285 search results for Sinister Turmoil.
I also feel like he just does Angus know your age?
No, but also what kind of triggers me is that I asked what the original story was going to be, and he just reported my game after just asking a question.
So that's why he reported you.
Just for asking what the story was.
He probably wrongly assumed that you were gonna try to like probably wrongly assumed that you were gonna try to like take his story or something. Instead of just answering you and saying, just don't take my story.
And what a lot of people in the comments says, why didn't he give me a warning instead of just reporting it?
Yeah.
So now I've lost the data supporting it, the
And
map, the textures.
yeah.
Ugh.
But I know that I honestly know that your other games are going to be able to develop into something just as great.
I sure hope so. As long as I don't lose faith in. Well, I'm planning on doing something amazing in the next update. Because I already had not a fun time trying to make basically the reflections.
Those turned out pretty good.
They looked cool, but they weren't fun to make.
That's just how life is sometimes. You see something that's absolutely incredible, and then they just turn out to be a total pain in the butt to make.
I'm gonna stream here. I'm gonna stream the first game that I made that I never released to the public.
Right.
The first game I ever made. It doesn't look the same as my newer ones.
Hmm.
It is really buggy.
Yeah, I can kind of see that.
Alrighty. Well, I'm gonna go and do some other stuff.
Okay,
But thanks for talking with me.
no problem. I hope you have a great time developing.
I will try.
All right,
Goodbye.
peace.